Hello? Hello? Okay, sorry. Can we confirm if my mic is audible now? Please, let's confirm. Okay. Please, I'm so sorry. So sorry. All right, so I started a long time ago at exactly 7, and I don't know what was the problem, but I noticed no one was responding to me. Meanwhile, I've been here speaking all to myself. So sorry, guys, and sorry about that. All right, so a very big happy new year to everyone, and congratulations to all of us. Seeing 2026, and we hope and we pray that 2026 be a very profitable year to all of us here. For traders, for those learning and everything. I hope this year gonna be a blessed one for all of us. And to our OGs, you're welcome back. To our new subscribers or those joining us for the first time, you're also welcome. So basically, here on the Smart Candles, every Monday, 7 a.m., we do go live and scan the market, get to look at possible setup, points of interest, what we're expecting for the week, and we get to react based on what's presented to us. We don't focus, react based on what market has given to us. So, as you all know, you're not here to flip your account. You're not here to overexpose your account to the market. Trade like real traders and not gamblers. Let's get straight into the chart. Let's look at what we have for the week, what we can get for this week. So, on my chart here, we have Bitcoin, and this is Bitcoin on the weekly time frame. And on the weekly time frame, this is what we have. So if you look at what we have here, looking at the current price action, because that's what we'll be working with, looking at the most current price action. So we have this high here at this level. And if you look at this, this was a market sweep. Let me adjust this properly. All right. So that was a sweep. It wasn't a confirmed break because of this week here. And we have this other high at this point. What we have here, the break of structure to the upside. So let's get to that. And after that break of structure, next thing we'll have is another word, liquidity sweep at this point. So having this liquidity sweep and having this push to the upside, what can we clearly say? We have this point of interest, and at this point of interest, that's where we can see that price is reacting to this weekly order block. And anything that makes this price to fall below this point, this accumulation we are having here on the weekly, to fall to this side, then we should be expecting price to drop all the way down to this level. But with the way this weekly has been holding or the accumulation within this point, I want to actually see a push to upside. That's my analysis. Except Bitcoin does otherwise. Except Bitcoin does otherwise. So let's step down to the daily and see what the daily time frame looks like. As you all know, just don't or we don't just uh, look at the price and just make assumptions without trying to follow due procedure. So that is it. So going down to the daily time frame here, let's see what the price looks like. All right, so let's get to refine this other block properly. So if you have to go with the daily, this is what we will have as this other block. This is the other block here. And marking to the right hand side, we have this as a breaker structure here. This level here, we have this breaker structure at this point. At this level here, we have this valid breaker structure at this level. All right, so if we want to look at this price action all the way to this downside, we'll have this price action giving us what? A change of character at this level. We'll have a change of character at that level on the daily time frame. We have a breaker structure to the downside. Have another breaker structure at this level to the downside. Someone said he's not hearing me. Please, can we all confirm this? Please, can we confirm this? All right, all right, all right, all right. So here we have this. Here we have this breaker structure to the downside on the daily, and we can see that price has tapped into this level. And now that price has tapped into this level, what are we to look at for? This is the last breaker structure we had, and if you want to go with this last breaker structure, this is supposed to be like a supply zone we should be looking at for. This is what we're supposed to have on the daily. This is supposed to be the last supply we should be looking at for on the daily at this point here, because this is what caused the last breaker structure to the downside. And you can see we have a fair value gap here, and whatever we have on this point at this level here is our liquidity point. Is our liquidity point. So understanding that what we have here is liquidity and extending it to this point here, whatever you're having here, they are all liquidity. They are all liquidity. So what are we to do at this point? Let's mark our liquidity point first. Then stepping down to 4 hours to actually what? Get the main trade idea, something more visible and unlike what we have on the weekly. Already from the weekly, seeing that we are bullish, price is reversing to the upside. On the daily, we've also seen that what price is reversing to the upside. So let's get to step down to the 4 hours price action. Understand what we are expecting. So let's look at it from when the price taps into this level and all the way to the upside. So let me take out this first. So we get to understand this. So if you look at this price action here to the downside, this was the last high you had. Look at this. This was the last high you had that you wanted to see price take out. This was the last high at this point. So this was the last high. And at this point, this is where you had your change of character. Because price eventually took out this level. So this is where you had your change of character. Price came back to this point, to this other block here that we had here. That's why you're seeing this push to the upside. And after having this push to the upside, I stated all the reasons why, that was as of December. I stated all of the reasons why this price should come back down to this point. If haven't watched any of the video or the last live section, please go back to watch. Try to understand why this price returned back to this level. So we're looking at for this other block, and that was the analysis. This analysis was also shared on the WhatsApp and Telegram channel. This is it. Price to come back to this point, and that's exactly what price did. How we were able to understand this because of what liquidity concept, understanding that whatever we have here is what our liquidity pool. So coming back to the upside at this level here, we have what liquidity sweep. This is our liquidity sweep at this point, but there was no clear break. That is why we choose this other block here. Now this price dropped to the downside, tapping into this other block. Having this other block now, what are we to look at for? What are we look at for? Are we expecting a sell or a buy? So let's get to look at this price action to this point. So if we are to go with this price action here, let me get adjust this other block this way. If you are to go with this current price action from this level all the way to upside, we have this point here, this level here as the last break had, and this point broke to the downside. Price came back up to give us what this high. So this is the high we have at this point here. This is the high we have at this point, this level here, and price breaking above this level. This tells us that what price is ready to push to the upside. And if price is pushing to the upside, just like what I always explain, you have to trade zone to zone, understanding that what there is a fair value gap here and there is a supply at this level. So by this time, if you were on this buy trade or you were able to get any buy opportunity from any of this level, first thing you have to do is what you have to exit the market at this point. So at least by now, for those that actually trade where I trade, you should have exited the market at this level. Look at another price ran into this supply zone. You can see there's a possible reaction, but it doesn't mean price we are expecting this price to sell down. No, we are still expecting this price to sell to the upside. This is 4 hours. I'm coming down to the 1 hour. So we're still expecting this price to push to the upside. Yes, we'll have some reaction to the downside for price to come to fill before what continuation. So that's what we're expecting. So now, looking at the current price action now, we have this high here at this level here, and that is a major high. I want to see price take out, and price has taken out this high, which tells us that what price is bullish to the upside. After that break to the upside, we have another word break at this point here. We have this break here, and having this break here, price gave us what another block. We also have a break at this level here. Let me take out this line. So we also have a break at this level here. We have this break here, and what did you see? This level will serve as an inducement. Now let's step down to the 1 hour. First, I want us to see where we are trying to target for the overall price action. Oh, let me make this so we can see. Okay, so our first target is this supply, and price has already cleared that. Where is our next target? We want to see price clear this high. This is the high we want to see. If you watched the video I dropped last week on market structure, because I'll be doing that every week now to act like a follow-up. All right, so we have all of this liquidity, and we have this fair value gap sitting here, fair value gap here. So this, I'm expecting this price to move all the way into this level. That's what I'm expecting. So looking at the price here now on 4 hours, I've already stated that what we have another block at this point. We have another block at this level here, marking this last candle. All right, so this is what we have on the 4 hours as the other block, and this level will serve as an inducement. Now let's step down to 1 hour. All right, so here on the 1 hour, we are not looking at all of this. We are going to look at this foreign price action. So if we want to look with what we have on the 1 hour first, we have our break of structure to the upside at this point, and we have this break of structure at this point here. So let's get to label this. Also label this here. All right, so this is our break of structure and break of structure at this point. So what are we expecting? What are we expecting? We want to see price come back to this level. I'm going with the extreme zone. So this is what I want to see. I want to see price come all the way to this point. You know, one thing about trading Bitcoin, we don't get to rush the setup. We always just place our order block or our entries, and we just let it be. After some days, see the market always come back to that zone. So this is what I'm expecting. And even if it gets to take a couple of days, this is what I'm still expecting. Just like when I said it was coming all the way to level, a lot of persons didn't actually understand the reason why, or why I had so much confidence in that level. But understanding liquidity make you better why I was expecting to push all the way to this point. All right, so this is what we have, and let me zoom in on the 1 hour. So if you want to go in aggressively, this is what we are expecting. Let me place the trade so you get to see what I'm looking at for. So if you look at this setup, it's very clean setup. A very clean setup. We have our what inducement at this level, just like what I always want to see on my Bitcoin chart. Okay, so we have our inducement at this level, and we have our fair value gap at this level. I don't want to work with refinement because from the refinement setup block, I'm supposed to have it here, but this is the reason why I'm not refined. I'm not making use of that point. Let me properly so you get to see. That's how I'm going with this extreme. Look at this. This is what you get to learn from experience in trading. If you look at this point, there's a fair value gap that is unfilled. And having this fair value gap at that point tells you that what this price should likely was sweep out this other block. And that's why we are going with this extreme. You will not know this till you have a lot of experience. All right, so this is what I want to see. All right, so this is what I want to see, and you can see the price already reacting from supply. So if this price is still bullish, I want to see this zone good. So this is what I want to see. And my stop loss at this level. If we're 1:3, so this is my 1:3. And if I decide to go with this high, I can say, okay, I can extend this to 1:4. Yes. Because my 1:4 still looks very realistic. So let me say I'm going for a 1:4 on Bitcoin. So this is it. And let's get to the left hand side. So you can actually see that the price is reacting from this supply level here. This supply, and that's why you always have to what understand where price is heading or where price is coming from, and why you should place your take profit at somewhere this level. If maybe you actually took, we had this analysis that was December, yes, December, and we're expecting this price to move all the way to this point. So it's something you really need to understand where liquidity is lying, and that's where you have to place your take profit. If possible, place it before the liquidity point so that what you have every reason to exit the market before market will get to reverse on you. So I believe this BTC trade is copied, and if you want to go with entry confirmation, then you can decide to wait on 10 minutes time frame. When the price gets into this zone, you can decide to go with the 15 minutes time frame, and you get to refine it to uh, maybe based on your own entry confirmation, 5 minutes, 15 minutes. But on 1 hour, this is what we want to see. We want to see this price drop to this point before what? Expansion to the upside. So I believe this is copied before I proceed to. I believe this is copied before we proceed to the next pair. Do we all understand? It is it trade copied. We can move to good. All right, so I actually want everyone to be carried along. All right, I think I actually gave out a very good call on gold last week. I gave a very good buy on gold. If you actually watched the video that dropped, is it Tuesday or Wednesday on market structure? Yes, on market structure. There was a good trade I called that on like goodbye, goodbye. Okay, I think here is the trade. Yes, here is the trade. So here is the trade here. But I'm going to explain how this trade came about and what was the next move for gold and what was the next move. Stay tuned and make sure you are subscribed to this channel so that when I get to drop my market analysis every Wednesday, don't get to miss out. Every Wednesday I'll be dropping my trade setups live on YouTube. Alright, so let's take everything off. Let's take everything off on this. So here on the weekly. Oh, alright, so this is what we have on the weekly. And see very massive to the upside, and we'll be looking at the current price action on gold. All right, so here on gold, you can see this is the last break of structure, and that's what I want us to work with here. This is the last break of structure, and if you've actually been following up with all of the market analysis on the channel, you see that we explained all the reasons why to actually what move this way even before this move happened. We were ever bullish on gold. We are very, very bullish on, and all of the reasons why gold should break above this or give us a new all-time high was well explained in all of our live sections and even in our market analysis. All right, so this is what we have on gold on the weekly, and if you want to go with this weekly, we have no potential zone we should be looking for price to reverse to, because this candle is so massive that you can actually tell until you step down to a lower time frame. But you can see that gold has actually what broken above this high we were looking at for price to actually break above. And stepping down to the daily, let's get to see. All right, so here on the daily, we explained all of the reasons why this price was going to break this point, because this was other block we are looking at for. I have this other block here, and having this other block tells us that what if price should come back to this supply, should be expecting a break, because this didn't give us a valid change of character or taking at this point. And that was the reason why I said gold was going to break this level. Now, see the way price was moving. Price was moving that they're having what? Expansion, pullback, expansion, pullback, and what? Expansion. You had this little pullback, expansion. Now you have this pullback, and we want to see another what? Expansion to upside. And having this type of price movement, a lot of times you have to be very, very careful if you are trying to sell. You have to be very, very careful if you are trying to sell that pair. So let me take this out and let's get to look at this. So at this point, we have this daily breaker structure. And having this daily breaker structure here, at this point here, let's get to look at what we have on good on the daily. So from the daily, I have 2 points of interest from this point here. if I want to go with marking the internal price action first, all right, so if you are to mark this, we have a change of character at this level. Here we had a sweep, followed by a break of structure, have another break of structure at this level. Okay, so this is what I have. I have 2 points of interest for the daily. I have this level, and I have this other level here. All right, now I'm going to explain this level because this is immediate order block that comes afterwards, this break of structure. So let's go down to 4 hours, and then you actually understand how I was able to analyze the market based on the market structure video. You can go back to check that video. That analysis was made before the chart actually played out this way, so you get to really understand. Because explaining it here now, you might be like, oh, this has already played out, so you don't really understand. But I want to go and watch. I want to watch that video so you get to understand. So let's get to refine this here, so you get to understand. All right, so this is what we have, and if you extend this here, this was the last break of structure, major break of structure you had on 4 hours. So after having this break of structure, we see this expansion to the upside, and I didn't see anything interesting about this particular price action. What I was just seeing here was what price trying to build up liquidity. So this was liquidity build up for me. So this was liquidity build up at this level here, and I was expecting this price to drop here. Now, a lot of persons are actually confused for this particular good setup because they were looking at, okay, all of these points are mitigated on the 4 hours, because if you look at it, yes, this order block is mitigated, but you don't just stop at the 4 hours. And a lot of them were now marking this level here, or here as their order block. Anyone within this point here, that's what the newbie would do. That's what you would do, and that's why you will keep falling for the trap for the market makers. All right, so now let's step down to the 1 hour. Let me show you the secret. Let me show you the secret. All right, so if you go down to the 1 hour here, I want to show you something. So if you go down to the 1 hour, look at this setup properly. If you look at this setup, you see we have this order block. Sorry, we have this fair value gap at this level. I believe you can see this because this is so big. Okay, so if you look at this level, you will see we have this fair value gap at this point here. This fair value gap, there's a fair value gap there, and not just having that fair value gap, you have this candle, this one. So you have this candle here. Look at this candle, and you have this smaller candle. Now let's get to draw this, so we get to see the last candle we are taking. If you draw this way, if you draw this here, what do you notice? This is the last candle that swept all of this liquidity, and even this one just dipped into it. So that's why I had to refine my order block. If you check the video, you see that I refined my order block to this candle here. And why do I have to refine it to this one? I wanted something that if price should drop to the right hand side, because if I should use this candle, I might likely miss that trade. So I had to go with the bigger candle. That's why I refined to this one, and I still have a fair value gap here. So now let's get to put to the right hand side to see what we have there. All right, so now look at this point here. When this price was moving to the upside, let me say we have this break at this point. Sorry. Sorry about that. Okay, so we have this break or structure here. And having this break or structure, this gave you this other block here for you to want to trade from. Now, did you actually check out for liquidity? I did explain liquidity pool. Having liquidity below your order block. People don't still understand this secret. When you have liquidity below your order block, 90%, that order block is going to fail. Definitely that other block is going to fail. So this idea was what made me to actually what pick this other block on the 1 hour and not look for any other block here, because I already saw this as my liquidity pool. This should pull price. Now look at the first time the price came. The price pulled into this point like up to 50%, and you see a reaction to the upside. Now when this price reacted to the upside, a lot of persons are now like, okay, they went out to maybe a smaller time frame to look for a buy here, and the price came fully into this level. And what do you see? A reaction to the upside. So now looking at gold, the analysis was for last week. The analysis was price should come back here, and I want to see price pull all the way to this supply level here. That is what I want to see. Now, when this price came into this zone, giving us a break to the downside at this level here, after we had this break to the downside and price tapped into this level, were you actually seeing this as a supply? I want to know, for those that traded gold last week, did you see this as a supply? And why did you see it as a supply? Because on the 1 hour, this is not a supply. I say maybe you went down to a smaller time frame, and I don't trade that. Before I go down to using a smaller time frame for confirmation, I make sure that what my 1 hour has that other block before I go down to 15 minutes. That is the way I go. I don't just mark my other block, because the smaller the time frame, the likeliness for that other block to fail. You can't compare daily order block or daily supply, daily demand or daily supply to 1 hour or 15 minutes order block. Can't. So the higher the time frame, the stronger the zone. The higher the time frame, the stronger the zone. So it's just like having a 4-hour zone. You can't compare a 4-hour zone to maybe a 15-minute zone. And that's why I see most times you see my analysis always stop on the 1 hour. That is how I want it. But that is how I want my setup to always be. That is it. Alright, so now looking at this, I wasn't seeing this as a supply. I was seeing this as a liquidity point. I was seeing this as a liquidity point. For some persons I met with last week, I told them this is a liquidity point. And in as much as you're having this correction to the downside, I want to see this price react from this zone, from this level here. I want to see price react from this level, not from this first one, from this one. Now let me go down to the 30 minutes. All right, so this is what we have on 30 minutes. Yeah, I was seeing this level as an inducement level, and I was seeing this as the other block. This is what I was looking at for price to come back into this level here. So this is it. So if you should have this type of price action, you have already seen that this point is not a valid supply. This is just like a zone for price to just react to give you this valid confirmation to the upside. So if you have to go with this 30 minutes time frame now, we have this push to the downside, and this is what a change of character. We have here as a change of character, 30 minutes. So we have as a change of character. Now price has come back to this point. This was our inducement. Price has mitigated this level now. So what was our next bias for good? What are we expecting? Want to see price. This gave us a break of structure. This gave us a break of structure to the upside. And we have this other block here. So this is the other block we have on good. We have this fair value gap, and here will serve as my inducement. Now I want to see price give me some form of engineered liquidity for me to continue this price to the upside. And if I'm to trade from this level, where is my first target? My first target definitely will always be the last high. Yeah. So if I'm to close this trade, I'll look for the candle that actually gave me a reaction to the downside, and that will be the candle I will use as my exit point. Now, when I've exited the market or my take profit has hit, what do I do again? I'll wait for another confirmation to join the trend. So for this particular one, the take profit was, I think, somewhere within this supply zone, and that one actually what hit. So what was the next thing? You wait for this other opportunity. That is just it. And you just keep riding it. So this is what we're expecting for good. We want to see this price come back into this point. Let me go to the 1 hour. Go down to 1 hour. Let's see this. Okay, so on the 1 hour, if I want to work with the 1 hour order block, this is what we have. This is what we have. But this inducement I'm having here is not enough. Is not enough. So I'll actually want to see some form of engineer liquidity into this level before this point becomes valid for me. Listen, this is a valid order block. Yes, it has the criteria I want. There's a fair value gap, but I want to see some form of engineered liquidity. I want to see this before my zone. Then I will take this. Simple. If I don't have any form of engineered liquidity, then I'm not working with this. Very, very simple. If I don't have any form of engineered liquidity, then price coming back here, I'm not taking it. So this is what we have for gold. So I think BTC is clear. Gold is clear for this week. And once the trading opportunity appears, I will do it to send them on the Telegram channel. And in case I don't send it, for Wednesday analysis, those ones will be posted live on YouTube every Wednesday. So do well to check the market structure videos I'll be dropping every Wednesday. Those videos strictly for what? Me analyzing the market and dropping possible trade setup every Wednesday. So for those that actually watched the previous one on Wednesday, last week I did analyze Bitcoin, Usdjpy, and gold. And out of the three pairs that was dropped, gold made us profit last week. BTC didn't come back to our entry, and I've not checked Usdjpy though, but I'm sure gold actually played out as we expected. So every Wednesday, watch out for my market analysis videos that will be dropping, top down analysis, everything fully every Wednesday. So don't get to miss out, and I hope this year will be profitable for everyone. Now let's move to USDJPY. USDJPY. All right. Okay. USDJPY never came back. All right. So let's look at USDJPY from. I think I still have the analysis, so maybe we'll just go through it very fast. So let's look at our previous analysis on USDJPY. So just like what I did explain, I said this supply is what I want to see price trade into come 2026. And not just 2026, all through 2025 that we've been marking the chart. I think we've been marking the chart all the way from this point and looking out for reasons to keep buying to the upside. We've never had any reason to actually sell on the daily except on a smaller time frame, and that's it. We've been bullish on USDJPY, and we are seeing this point here as our liquidity point, except price does otherwise. But for now, this is a liquidity point, and this is the point we want to see this price move all the way into. And if you are to look at your daily, this is the daily time frame. If you are to look at your daily order flow, you want to look at your daily order flow, this is the last point of interest that we want to see price come back into, and price came back into the daily order block at this level. Price has tapped into this. Don't mind this other one. This was on the 1 hour. So on the daily, price has already tapped into this other point, this other block. So let's step down to the 4 hours, because what do you see on USDJPY? I'm seeing bullish move to the upside. I'm still seeing more bullish move to the upside, and that's basically what I want to see more on USDJPY. So this is 4 hours. This is what we have on 4 hours. So let me take everything out on this 4 hours time frame. I think okay, so let me take this off on the 4 hours. All right, so looking at the 4 hours time frame, previously we were looking at price coming back into this point, which the price did on the 4 hours. This price reacted on the 4 hours to the upside, and we had a confirmation entry on the 1 hour at this level here, which price also was respected on the 1 hour. If you've been following up with all of the videos, you'll get to understand the full analysis. So at this point, I'm not going back to explain here or explain here. If you want to actually understand what played out here and what played out here, and the reasons why we are expecting this high to be taken out, or price to trade into this level, then do watch the previous live streams. All right, so what do we have at this current point? We have a major break at this level. We have a major break at this level here, and we have this other block. We have this other block here, and having this other block here, we want to see price take out this inducement that we had here. But instead, what are we seeing? Price is what? Moving to the upside, away from the inducement zone. So what are we going to do at this point? This other block is still valid on 4 hours. Let's step down to the 2 hours. So stepping down to 2 hours, I still have same point of interest on USDJPY. I still have the same point of interest here. So let me get to step down to the 1 hour. So on the 1 hour, we can see that price reacted from this level on the 1 hour, and looking at the 1 hour price action, let's see what price is doing internally. So we had this break. Was that a valid break? Okay, a valid break. So this gave us a change of character. We had a change of character here at this level, and price came back to mitigate this level here. I'm going with my full order block. This is what I have. Okay, so price reacted from this level, but I wasn't expecting this price to react from this level. I wanted to see price take out this liquidity, but nevertheless, price reacted from this level, and what do we have now? This external high was taken out again, so we have our breakout structure here, giving us a new order block at this level. Giving us a new order block at this level. We have this point again, giving us a breakout structure at this level. and we have another order block given to us here. So we have this other block, we have this level, but this level is already out. We can't trade from that zone. So this is what we have. This is what we have. We have this level. I want to see what happened at this level, but I still have this main level. But for now, for this particular trend, and having all of this liquidity, because this is what will make me consider that level. I have this liquidity here. I have this liquidity. So I want to see this price drop to this point and expansion to the upside. You know, we are anticipating for more bullish move to the upside. So that's what I want to see. So this is it on 4 hours. This is what it looks like. So if this level should play out, we have two demand level. We have this level. I want to see this price push to the upside, and if this point fail, then this is the next point we are looking at for price to actually what come back into. So if you did actually enjoy this live stream, please do well to give me a big thumbs up, and if you're a new subscriber, do well to subscribe to the channel and don't forget to turn on the post notification. I didn't actually cover a lot of pairs today. We just analyzed just 3 pairs. So by Wednesday, I'll be looking at EU, GBP USD, and other pairs. Gold, US oil, US oil, and silver, and the rest. So I will try to cover like up to 4 pairs by Thursday. So do well to watch the video coming up by Wednesday, where I'll be covering other pairs. This is just like a follow-up videos, just to make sure that what those I get to trade other pairs I will also analyze on Monday gets to, and also to make sure that what this year come 2026 will all be profitable trading the financial market. So I believe this live stream educational and of value to everyone that actually took out their time to actually join this live stream. So if you did actually enjoy it, let me know in the comment section, and possible pairs you want me to look at for on Wednesday. If you want me to any pair I didn't get to do today and you want me to look at for the upcoming video by Wednesday, drop them in the comment section, and I'm going to take note so that those listed pairs in this comment section will be the first pairs I will look at for on Wednesday. I actually want to make sure that what we are all carried along. Everybody must be carried along. Everybody must be carried along. Come 2026, we must all make money. We must all. So I'm waiting for the pairs in the comment section. Drop the list of pairs. It's just 5, max 5. That's what I'll be working on by Wednesday. I'll be doing this every Wednesday. I'll be doing this every Wednesday. So I want to know the list of the pairs. Okay, now 100. 4 more to go. I want you guys to drop yours before I add to whatever I want to work on. That's it. But I want to consider those that were on the live stream first before I get to these pairs. Will be the first pairs that will come in on Wednesday in the market structure video every Wednesday. Can we do gold? Yes, okay. I might likely still take gold that Wednesday because I believe maybe the movement boss have given us possible. So let's still add gold. Euro JPY. Okay, gold. Euro JPY. Okay. This is 3. So we have NAS 100. We have gold. We have Euro JPY. Euro JPY. GBP card. GBP card. GBP card. Somebody has already mentioned gold like 5 times, and another person is still saying gold. People really want to kill gold this year. Oh. Did gold pack someone's money last year? This one people are just attacking gold, gold, gold. People should make money on other pairs now. Leave gold alone. All right, so let's add EU. Let's add EU, Euro USD. I'll have actually loved to look at silver. No, 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 no. I want to be rotating the pair so that because not everybody is trading gold and USDJPY. Already we've done last week Wednesday I covered USDJPY, I covered gold, I covered Bitcoin. So and this morning we've looked at gold, Bitcoin, USDJPY. So we need to cover something different so that those that join the live stream, maybe that's let me say something like maybe we cover something different on Monday. At least Wednesday we should be able to cover up something different because not everybody will be trading. Maybe the pairs that we analyze on Monday and Euro GBP. Yes. Then let me see. Wait. Let me even see if I can just because I don't want this thing. Let's just quickly even look at the Euro GBP self. I know I looked at something like that yesterday. But let's just quickly just do that so I don't cover more than 5 because I don't want the video I'll be recording on Wednesday to be more than 1 hour. All right, so GBP USD, GBP USD. All right, let's see. We'll just be making sure we're covering at least just five pairs every Wednesday, and I will see how I can actually what by Monday live stream. We'll get to be covering at least 5 pairs too on Monday. Maybe it might not be Bitcoin. Maybe we'll try to be rotating them too, so that we can actually cover a lot during live stream for everyone. And that's why the Wednesday this thing will be there. So if maybe your pair wasn't covered on Monday, please do it to drop it so that Wednesday your pair will be the first that I will get to cover. So if I'm to look at this, we have this was sorry, let me go to the weekly so I know if there is any supply we are expecting to trade into. That's why it is called what? Alright, directional bias. Alright, so if we have this is what we have, not if we have this. Okay. Oh, so if you look at this, if we look at this, we'll see that was this low taken out? Let me see if this low was taken out here. Okay, since this low wasn't taken out, it means daily we are bullish. We are expecting this thing. Weekly, sorry, want to want to see price go all the way to the upside more. So let's step down to the daily. So this is what we have on the daily time frame. Can you see my chart? This is what we have on the daily time frame. Now look at this. Always try to always mark your highs extreme so that you will know where you have the valid break. So let's assume this is our break of structure. And if we have here as our break of structure, what can you see? What can you see? You have what? A zone here. You have a zone here. Now, if we are to refine this to maybe the last sell candle, this is what we have. This is what we have. This is what we have on the daily. So this is what we have on the daily. Now let's step down to the 4 hours. I'm trying to make sure I cover this the next 3 minutes. Okay, this is 4 hours. What do we have on 4 hours? Okay, so let's look at other block and get to place it properly. I want to see this price Let me see, is there still a fair value gap on this level? Let me see this. Level is already mitigated. Yeah. So this is what I have as my other block I want to see. But if I'm placing my SI, I have to place my SI in regards to this level. In regards to this level here. Or I wait for entry confirmation. I know what I'm saying. So let's get to look at this one before we get to look at what price is doing to. So at this level here, this was the last high. Price pulled back down. Price gave us a change of character at this level. Yeah. Then overall we had what? This push at this point. Alright, so now we have this change of character. We have a break of structure and or price pulled back down, giving us what? Another break of structure. I just want us to have a clear picture of what we have at this level, and price came back to fill. Price came back to fill this other block here, and you can see expansion to the upside. After price fill this other block, what can we see? This one failed. It's actually a valid other block. You see fair value gap, liquidity and everything, but it still failed. Price came into it upside before it failed. So now if you have to look at these 4 hours, and you can see 4 hours was mitigated while price was selling. So this is like the last supply, or this is the supply that actually what caused this other sell to the downside. So if you have to work with this supply selling price to the downside, and here was the last low that was taken out, major low that was taken out. This was the major low that was taken out. Do we have any valid supply? We don't have any valid supply. Since we don't have any valid supply, because the last supply has been mitigated, this one has also been mitigated. If there was a valid fair value gap, I would have expected this price to move to this point. Then maybe what? I'll wait to see if price gets to. So at this point now, what are we seeing? I want to see this price drop to this point and give me confirmation on maybe 1 hour to actually what? Take a buy. So for Usdjpy, yes, this is Usdjpy. What was wrong with this person that is crying and laughing? What was the problem? Alright, so this is what we want to see. And I don't actually like the price action. This pair is usually slow, except maybe when there is news, but this is what we want to see. So let's step down to the 1 hour. Let's get to confirm the other block first on 1 hour. Before we look for refinement. Okay, so if I want to go with the 1 hour, that other block will not be there. The other block will have to come down. That's I always like 1 hour. So if you look at 1 hour, see there's a fair value gap on this point. So this is what we will have as our other block. You can see there's a fair value gap on that 1 hour. And that's what I was saying on 4 hours. So if I'm to go with confirmation on 1 hour, this is what I have. Let me zoom this in so we can all see that there's a fair value gap. Alright, so I believe this is okay. You can see there's still a fair value gap. So this will not serve as our inducement point for us. So if you put this to the left hand side, to the right hand side, you still want to see this price drop. And if you are looking for this price dropping to this level, we don't have any supply yet. that is unmitigated. We don't have any supply. But let's get to even see. Let's get to see if maybe price will create one for us later, or the price will just keep dropping. But this is what we have on our EuroGBP. So I believe this is copied. Chima, the one that asked for EuroGBP. So come Wednesday, let me look at what I wrote down. So come Wednesday, we'll be looking at NAS 100, gold, EuroJPY, Btcusdt, and EURUSD. I will try to cover these 4 pairs in the weekly market structure video that I'll be dropping this week Wednesday. So stay tuned, and God bless us all. Do have a blessed week ahead. Take care, and we'll call it a day. This last analysis. So bye, and do well to check in on Wednesday for those trading these pairs, and if not just for those trading these pairs, for those actually you want to learn, you want to understand how these pairs will be looked at for, how I'll be picking these zones, and how I'll be doing the analysis. So do well to subscribe, and don't forget to turn on your post notification. So once any video or live stream goes live on the channel, you'll be the first to be notified. And if you actually enjoy what I'm doing here and every video that is being dropped on this channel, you can always do it to share the videos, this channel, to your friends, your colleagues, so they get to also learn from what we do here. So thank you, and God bless us all. Goodbye.